Hi. Uh, YouTube is still working, so I guess I'll put out another video. Today is Friday, the 1st of April, I guess. Rather than wait until tomorrow, usually on Saturdays is when I release a video, I'll go ahead and release this one as soon as I'm done, because who knows when YouTube may not be working. But just to let you know that for the next couple of weeks, the videos won't really be showing you different things about my city or other things of that nature. Part of it's the time of year. It's cold, it's wet, snow half covering, half not covering. It's not really great filming stuff. So for the next few weeks, I'm going to be producing more like vlog type videos. A vlog meaning a video log of like what I do on a daily basis or something. Maybe not quite that boring, but you know, different than what I usually do. Okay, so without further ado, let's start watching the vlog. Oh, let's walk around the yard. Snow's been melting a lot since I last did this and showed you on video. See, in front of the garage, it's just a little icy patch just right in front of the garage, and that's from the snow falling off the roof. Next year I'll have these like things to hold back ice dams. Go over here, in between the house and the garage, it's melting pretty well. You can actually see a little garden here again. Over here, the weight of the shed is pretty much clear now. Since I'm trying to keep a little bit on the down low for the next several weeks and keep myself from running around the city with a camera filming all kinds of stuff or all kinds of people, I thought I would just do some things that I do around my property, since this is actually where I spend most of my day. So something I'm trying to do is I'm trying to work a little bit on my, let's say, my video skills. So I'm trying to learn some different cinematic effects, and maybe I'll show you a few of those. Okay, in this next clip, well, I'm trying to make life as a retiree look a little bit more interesting than it actually is, although to me it is interesting. So I'm going to show, using some cinematic effects, a dramatic type video made of me going to repair my snow blower in my garage. But just a little thing of what camera angles and music can do to that. And don't worry, I'm not going to actually film the repair. The clip itself will last about 2 minutes. So just go ahead and watch it and see what you think. Well, since I made such a dramatic entrance into the garage, I think I have to make a dramatic exit out of the garage also. So here you go. I'm also experimenting around with some outdoor shots. This next shot I call using my make-believe drone, or another name would be learning to fly. So just watch this. Well, here's another make-believe drone shot from another angle on my property. All right, now just kind of conclusion. YouTube surprisingly is still not blocked in Russia. I didn't just think it would be. I read that it would be from like government sources. If it is blocked, please subscribe to my Telegram channel. I'll put the address up here and I'll have it down below in the description. Telegram channel I'll really only use if YouTube is blocked, but it's a way we can still keep in touch. So go there on your phone or whatever on the internet and then click subscribe, and then you'll get notification whenever I post anything. If I do have some downtime due to YouTube and everything, I think I'll maybe spend it trying to improve the quality of my videos a little bit, doing filming of videos to post for the day that YouTube returns. Well, that's if it ever leaves. Because there's a terrible situation going on right now that I'm not going to speak about right now, but I don't want to just spend my whole time thinking about that and becoming depressed. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being depressed sometimes, but being depressed about something that you can't really change, it's just not good for your health. Well, it's certainly not good for my health. So I try to fill that time with maybe some learning a new skill I didn't know before. I must have a sixth sense of sorts, because starting maybe 2 months before this whole current situation started and sanctions hit and everything, I had no idea anything like this would happen, but I started ordering a whole bunch of different electronic things. Just things, maybe not everything is stuff that I needed, but it was stuff that I wanted, so I ordered it. And now I'm extremely glad I did, because many of the things now, due to sanctions, if you can even find them, the price is unreal, anywhere from half to 3 times the initial price on some of these electronic things. I'm just going to show you something in a minute, and I'm going to talk about it. One of the things I bought was a thing for my camera called a gimbal. For those of you that aren't sure what a gimbal is, I'll show you here. The gimbal assures that the shots I take, the video that I take while I'm walking, is nice and steady and doesn't jump all over. You see, the problem is I walk like a duck. I never knew I walked like a duck until I started to look at some of the earlier videos that I made. And I came to the conclusion that, yes, I walk like a duck. So using the gimbal is eliminating that problem. Not the walking like a duck. I still walk like a duck, but you don't see it in the video. You see a nice steady photo. Well, I thought maybe it'd just be easier to show you what a gimbal is if you didn't know. So, no matter how while I'm walking, if I'm not real steady or, lots of different movements and stuff, this tends to negate them. Well, that movement right there is supposed to happen. Well, I don't want to make this video too long, and maybe that's about enough for now. And I hope, if YouTube is still up in another week, I hope to post another short video, just a vlog style video. I just want you to know that I really enjoy making the videos. I enjoy speaking to you. I enjoy any comments that you make. And maybe you learn something from things I'm doing, or at least you see what I'm doing during these times. So thank you very much, everybody. Пока.